Guys, welcome back. We are setting up the first paychecks in March because my husband and I tend to get paid pretty close together. We're kind of on a bi-weekly setup right now. Now that's going to change towards the end of the month. But for now, I'm combining our two. So he was paid on the 25th of February. Both of these are being applied to March. And I was paid, well, technically it's supposed to be the 28th, but really I got paid today on Friday. So, okay. And now, my husband did get a promotion, so his portion is going to be a little bit higher, not much. The promotion wasn't a big raise so much it was the potential for future bigger raises and advancing further. So, and my paycheck is going to be a little bit smaller because I realized that I had at one point stopped contributing to my 401k at work. And I did that right around, I'm trying to think here. It had to have been right before my youngest was born. And part of that was because my husband got a new job, different one than where he's at now, but it was a pay cut. So we kind of needed everything we could get at that point. So I'm contributing again now to that 401k. So mine's going to be a little smaller. His is going to be a little larger. But I think we're going to kind of balance out to be about the same. Really. So that's good. Nothing lower, So I'm going to go ahead and budget what I always do when we're combined. And that's that $27.70 amount. Okay, now this is again, the bills that'll go basically from the 1st to the 10th. And you haven't seen these bills yet because the first time I attempted to do this back in February, we had all sorts of technical difficulties. So we're going to start off with our mortgage. So I'm going to go ahead and put house. That is on the 1st, and that is $795.03. I know what you're thinking. Caitlin, how is your mortgage that low? Well, that's because when I bought this house, it was just my daughter and we went through Habitat for Humanity. So, a lot of people have misconceptions and think that, you get a free house. That couldn't be farther from the truth. But what it did do was provide us with the opportunity to get out of a rent situation that was way more than I could afford. And I didn't have the credit or the savings to get out of that situation. So I fell well below the income limits. So we were able to do that. And that was probably about, oh boy, I think that was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to look back at that. 2014, something like that. So anyway, so that is why the mortgage is so low, because basically it's a zero interest loan. I still have a loan, still pay the property taxes, everything else. It's just that it's a 0% home loan. So that is why it's so low. There's no interest. So the next bill, let's get you in a bit, is Ashley Furniture. Now, this was for a couch that we I'm going to go ahead and say we needed it. We had two reclining, I guess you'd call them like reclining love seats that we had gotten at Value City years ago. And nothing against Value City, they have some great stuff, but what we picked was some fake, like pleathery type material, and it was actually flaking off. So it looked like the couches you see at the curb, is basically what I'm getting at. And, you know, you're feeling the bars in the back. It was not good. So went ahead, got a new couch, 0%. I'm not advocating for getting a credit card if you don't need it, but the 0% goes for a long time. I think it's 18 months, so we will absolutely be able to get rid of that shortly. The next bill is Canva, and that is some designing software I use for YouTube, as well as some other things that I design. So that comes out on the 5th, and that is $12.95. Then we have Netflix, and that is on the 4th. What am I doing here? Oh, I forgot Canva before, so I added that in there. Okay. I have a little cheat sheet off to the side. So Netflix is the 4th, and that is $12.99. And I swore this was supposed to go up. Like, we got a notice or something, or maybe it was like an article I saw. Ours has not. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Adobe. Now this is some further editing software I have, and that is $31.86. And next is our electric, which is ComEd. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I keep hitting the little tripod. ComEd, and that is $79. Norton, which is our internet security, and that is $21.24. Capital One, and that is $138. And then we have Bank of America on the 10th, and that is $99. So that should be a total of $1190.07, and that will leave us with $1579.93. Okay, I'm going to bring that amount down. All right, so now we get into the cash envelopes. So we are going to do the same cash envelopes. These will probably hardly fluctuate, or at least the categories. So medical, that is $100. Grocery, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that $400 again. We're still trying to figure out the grocery versus grocery and household, what to put where, etc. So I'm going to do $400 with the hopes that we are well under that. This pay period is to cover basically 2 weeks. So I know we're going to need dog food and cat food. We should be good on diapers, I believe. And yeah, so I think we'll be able to do well with this this go. Now, gas, we are doing 100. And then my husband's money, we're going to do 80. For me, we're going to do 50. And then household, we're going to go ahead and do 50. Eating out, we're going to do 80. Now that should be no problem staying under. My husband's not going back and forth between locations anymore. So hopefully there will be a lot less need for any of us to stop anywhere. And then miscellaneous, I'm going to go ahead and do 50 again. So we're still trying to figure this all out and what works for us and what doesn't. And then that total should be 910. Let me get this planner out of the way here. And that should leave us with $669.93. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and get these sinking funds. So, 669, 669, what am I doing here? I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay, well, we're just going to say 93 again. I have a feeling that was actually 03, but that's okay. So, we're going to go ahead and put in for the car tags or car stickers, whatever you call them. We're going to do 15 for that. Now, we do these same categories and these same amounts 2 times a month. And then we have gifts, and that is 50. We have house maintenance, and that is 50. Car maintenance, that is also 50. And actually it was so funny, well, not funny, but convenient. After doing our last budget, I want to say it was maybe 2 days, a day or two after I posted that video, we actually had to dip into that car maintenance for 60 some odd dollars, I believe. The stem on my husband's tire cracked when he went to go fill up gas. He still had the metal stems, so it was just, it was kind of funny. It was like, oh yeah, we have that set aside already, so that was kind of nice. Clothing, that is 25. Fun, that is going to be 25. And what I'm hoping to use this for, or at least a good portion of it for, is zoo passes for this summer. I know there's a lot of, you have to schedule right now. I think the zoo's opening up the end of March. But I think you have to schedule a time to go, you know, that way they can kind of stagger the amount of people entering at a time. But I'm hoping to do that. And maybe that might be something fun, you know, for the girls' birthdays in May. My oldest has wanted to go to the zoo for her birthday every year since she knew what the zoo was. So, let's see. And then the girls, that is 25. And that's just really for anything for them. You know, if they need really anything, it's just kind of a separate section. You know, my husband and I get our allowance, if you will, and then so this is just kind of for them, for little stuff if we're out. And for instance, my oldest, if we're anywhere that has candles, she wants one. So, insurance, that is for our car insurance, and that is $63. And then haircuts, really my husband is the only one who has been getting somewhat regular haircuts over this entire time. I cut my own hair. I have for years. My grandmother was a hairstylist and had her own beauty shop in St. Louis for years, which was actually really cool because that was kind of, you know, at a time when women weren't really business owners or allowed to be, you know. So I was the kid cutting the doll's hair into all sorts of different styles and all that. So I cut my own hair. I cut my daughter's hair. So this is mostly for my husband, or if I want to go and get like some really fun colors or anything like that. So then that total should be $330, which would leave us with $339.93. Okay, now this is going to be the first month where we're getting back into using these, you know, extra debt, extra savings. So I'm going to take this $339.93 and I'm going to divide it between the two. We are still trying to figure out which debt to hit first. I really want to pay. The Chase card I have is obscene, the balance. I'm going to be doing a debt confession video coming up here soon where I go into exactly how much debt we have, which is really only credit cards. We don't have any car loans. I paid off my car, when was that? Paid off my car in, was that December? I think so. I got a bonus from work and I paid it off. So that was one less thing. So we're still trying to figure out which debt to hit. I think I have it figured out. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the Chase card for now. But either which way, the amount will be the same regardless of what we put it towards. So I'm going to put Chase and I'm going to put 176. I'm not going to mess with the change. Okay. And 176. And then for savings, we're going to go ahead and try and build up that savings. So that is our budget. These amounts may change coming up soon, depending on when and if we get our tax return in a reasonable amount of time. We should. I filed as soon as we could. But just in case, and we'll just kind of take it from there. I'm really excited to start this month. I feel like I've got a better grasp of where we are, where we need to be. You know, so I hope you guys come along with me on this, and I hope your guys' budgets are going well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Next video is going to be after I run to the bank and pull all this out, and we can have a good old-fashioned cash stuffing. And that's about it. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.